Welcome to the Department of Public Safety's Campus Security Authority training. My name is Rabia Williams, and I will be providing you with information regarding your role and responsibilities as Campus Security Authorities at John Jay College. Training Overview. This training will go over the following topics: background of the Clery Act, Clery Geography, who is a Campus Security Authority, Clery Reportable Crimes, what do you say to someone who reports an incident to you, reporting an incident, crime statistics report form for Campus Security Authorities, resources offered to the complainant victims, what happens with the information provided by CSAs, what shouldn't a CSA do, and lastly, provide general information about the Department of Public Safety. First, I would like to provide you with a little background on the Jean Clery Disclosure of Campus Security Policy and Campus Crime Statistics Act, also known as the Clery Act. The Clery Act, signed in 1990, is a federal statute which requires all colleges and universities that participate in federal financial aid programs to keep and disclose information about crimes on and near their respective campuses. Compliance is monitored by the United States Department of Education, which can impose civil penalties of over $50,000 per violation against institutions for each infraction, and can suspend institutions from participating in federal student financial aid programs. The law was named after Jean Clery, a 19-year-old Lehigh University student who was raped and murdered in her campus residence hall in 1986. Her murder triggered a backlash against unreported crimes on campuses across the country. Clery reporting is geography-based, meaning that the concern lies with locations that are owned or controlled by the college. As you may know, in some locations, such as the BMW building, Westport building, and the New Yorker Hotel, we do not occupy the entire building. We only occupy certain floors. Therefore, these locations are considered controlled locations because the college has a written agreement with the owner with regards to the college's use of these locations during particular times. When considering these locations, we will also have to account for areas where our affiliates will commonly access, such as the main lobby, elevators, and staircases. John Jay College's Clery geography is as follows. On-campus locations are the new building, Harron Hall, North Hall, BMW 6th and 10th floors, as well as their main lobby, elevators, and staircases. Non-campus locations are Westport, Westport South, the New Yorker Hotel 9th floor, 14th to 18th floor, main lobby, elevator and staircases, and the McConnell Honors College. Other considerations for non-campus locations are athletics fields that our student athletes practice on, as well as hotels and other locations that our students frequent during annual overnight trips or short stay-away trips. And lastly, public property, which is the sidewalk, street, and sidewalk that are adjacent to our on-campus locations. This is our campus map, and as you can see, public property, which is the yellow section, is only labeled adjacent to our on-campus properties. Who is a Campus Security Authority, or CSA? A CSA is an official of an institution who has significant responsibility for student and campus activities, including but not limited to student housing, student discipline, and campus judicial proceedings. An official is defined as any person who has authority and the duty to take action or respond to particular issues on behalf of the institution. Some CSAs may include Dean of Students, Director of Athletics, all athletic coaches, faculty advisors for student groups, RAs at the dorms, Title IX coordinator, Director of Campus Health or the Counseling Center, and victim advocates. The function of a Campus Security Authority is to report to the official or office designated by the institution to collect crime report information, those allegations of Clery Act crimes that he or she receives. In this case, the Department of Public Safety is that office. CSAs are responsible for reporting allegations of Clery Act crimes that are reported to them in their capacity as a CSA. This means that CSAs are not responsible for reporting incidents that they overhear students talking about in hallway conversations, that classmates or students mention during in-class discussion, that a victim mentions during a speech, workshop, or any other form of group presentation, or that the CSA otherwise learns about in an indirect manner. Now, to identify the clearly reportable crimes, crime definitions will be provided to you via email in a separate document. Clery crimes are as follows: murder and non-negligent manslaughter, manslaughter by negligence, robbery, aggravated assault, burglary, motor vehicle theft, and arson. Rape, fondling, incest, statutory rape, and we also have to include Violence Against Women Act or VAWA offenses such as dating violence, domestic violence, and stalking. We must also count violations of state and local laws with regards to drug law violations, alcohol law violations, and weapons law violations. Examples are the possession, use, or sale of an illegal substance is considered a drug law violation. Underage drinking is an alcohol law violation. The possession of an illegal weapon or a firearm without a permit is a weapons law violation. In such cases, we have to count referrals for disciplinary action or arrest. Therefore, if no arrest has been made stemming from the incident, these reports must be forwarded to the Dean of Students if the incident involves a student or students, or Department of Human Resources for incidents involving employees. The final category of incident that must be reported under the Clery Act are hate crimes. Hate crimes must be reported in relation to the aforementioned clearly reportable crimes or the following: larceny theft, except for motor vehicle theft, simple assault, intimidation, or the destruction, damage, vandalism of property. An example of a clearly reportable hate crime is as follows: a student with known anti-gay sentiments steals a number of books by gay and lesbian authors from the campus library exhibit. He leaves a note on the exhibit table that reads, "Gay and lesbian books don't belong in our library." When he is caught leaving the library with the large bag of books, he starts shouting that gay students have been getting too much attention on campus and he was tired of it. We will have to classify this incident as a larceny theft characterized by sexual orientation bias. What do you say to someone who reports an incident to you? When an individual reports an incident to you, as a CSA, you must explain how to get help and to let the individual know that help is available even if he or she does not want an investigation to be conducted. The decision to act on this option is solely the victim's. However, in the midst of an emergency situation, such as a physical assault, a CSA should contact public safety or call 911 as appropriate. If you are approached by an individual who is reporting a clearly reportable crime to you, you must inform him or her that you are a mandated reporter and that they do have the option to speak with someone confidentially. If you are approached by the complainant or victim, you can say, "I am a mandated reporter under the Clery Act. I have to inform and notify public safety about this matter. If you wish to speak with someone confidentially, you may go to the Counseling Service Center located in room L68 of the new building." If you are approached by a third-party reporter or a witness, you can say, "I am a mandated reporter under the Clery Act. I have to inform and notify public safety about this matter." If the person is not ready to come forward, you can inform him or her about the on-campus Counseling Service Center located in room L68 of the new building. You can also provide them with the email address, which is counseling@jjay.cuny.edu, as well as their phone number, 212-237-8111. Reporting an incident. A CSA must provide information that he or she receives about a possible clearly reportable crime to public safety immediately. The CSA must provide as much information about the incident as possible to aid law enforcement in addressing and categorizing the crime. Note, a CSA crime report should include personally identifying information if available. This is important for law enforcement purposes and to avoid double counting crimes. However, if the individual informs you that he or she wishes for the matter to remain confidential, you must still notify public safety about the incident. You can do so and maintain the individual's confidentiality by filling out a crime statistics report form for campus security authorities, which has been sent to you in a separate email. A CSA report does not need to automatically result in the initiation of a police or disciplinary investigation if the victim does not want to pursue this action. If you are unsure of whether an incident is a Clery Act crime or even if it's criminal in nature, still report it. You can forward all reports to cleryreports@jjay.cuny.edu. Crime Statistic Report Form for Campus Security Authorities. The form provides the classification and definition for all Clery reportable crimes. The form must be filled out upon receipt of report of a Clery reportable incident and must be forwarded to public safety immediately. Failure to report incidents to public safety in a timely manner may result in fines imposed against John Jay College. Forms can be hand-delivered to the Public Safety Office, or they can be scanned and sent to cleryreports@jjay.cuny.edu. Here is the CSA form. As you may notice, there is no section for you to put the name of the complainant victim. The form requires the name of the reporter, which is you, the CSA, and your title, the date of the report, and the classification of the incident. All Clery Act crimes and their definitions have been provided. You must also note the location of the incident, and there is space for you to provide a brief description of the incident. You may use additional paper as needed. The form also requests for you to check if the incident occurred inside of a building or on the street, and if the incident took place at a college-sponsored activity or event. Once completed, this form can be delivered to the Public Safety Office or scanned and emailed to cleryreports@jjay.cuny.edu. Upon receipt of report from a CSA, a public safety staff member will contact the complainant victim in an effort to offer resources as well as conduct an investigation. Resources offered include, but not limited to, escorts to the police precinct to file a police report, no contact orders, which are issued by the Dean of Students for incidents involving students, or Human Resources for incidents involving employees. Contact information for the Title IX coordinator for incidents involving sexual misconduct or discrimination. Adding the subject perpetrator to the college's denied access list. Escorts to public transportation. Contacting ambulance services for medical attention. Changing class sections via the Dean of Students and Registrar's Office. Changing work schedule, which is done by a department head. And information regarding confidential on-campus counseling services or EAP services for employees. We also provide informational resources such as a copy of the Student's Bill of Rights, information about Borough Family Justice Centers, provided with Public Safety's emergency phone number, information about on-campus duress stations, which are located inside of restrooms, resources for reporting sexual harassment, sexual assault, stalking, or domestic dating intimate partner violence handout, sexual harassment and sexual assault prevention pamphlet, bias-related incidents and hate crimes pamphlet, and the Survivors of Intimate Partner Violence handout. What happens with this information? The information that you provide can be used to assist the college in the issuance of important timely warnings or emergency notifications for crimes that pose a serious or continuing threat to the campus community. Failure of a CSA to relay the information to public safety in a timely manner will deem the college in non-compliance with the Clery Act. These warnings and notifications will provide detailed information regarding verified crimes that occurred on or near Clery geography that may affect college affiliates. They will provide as much detail as possible without revealing the victim's identity. The notifications will also contain safety tips in an effort to prevent future incidents from happening, as well as information on how to report a crime. Below is a sample timely warning for the crime of robbery. You are receiving this timely warning as part of John Jay College's commitment to provide campus-related crime information in compliance with the Federal Clery Act. The Department of Public Safety have received, we're going to insert the number of reports of robbery that have occurred, and we're going to list the exact locations during specific time ranges. The suspect, who has been described as follows, will provide a detailed description of the suspect, has been observed in possession of, we'll describe the weapon when applicable. Incidents have been reported to the NYPD, but no arrests have been made. Safety tips. Walk in well-lit areas. It is recommended that you travel in groups during the evening hours. Remain alert. Do not walk while using your cell phone. Also be mindful of individuals following you. Utilize public safety escorts to the subway station, which meets Monday through Friday after 7th, 8th, and 9th periods at the Harrenhal Public Safety Desk or by request. If you have been the victim of a robbery, please call 911 and or report it to public safety at 212-237-8524. What happens with this information? The information that you provide, along with incidents reported directly to the Department of Public Safety as well as the NYPD, are compiled and charted and posted in the college's annual security report, also known as the ASR. The ASR presents crime statistics for 3 previous years. For example, the 2015 ASR contains statistics for years 2014, 2013, and 2012. A link to the ASR is posted on the Public Safety webpage, at the bottom of each John Jay College webpage, as well as the Admissions and Human Resources webpages, so that prospective students and staff members can access the information. What shouldn't a campus security authority do? CSAs are not responsible for investigating or reporting incidents that they overhear students talking about in a hallway conversation, that a classmate or student mentions during an in-class discussion, that a victim mentions during a speech, workshop, or any other form of group presentation, or that the CSA otherwise learns about in an indirect manner. A CSA is not responsible for determining authoritatively whether a crime took place. That is the function of law enforcement personnel. A CSA should not try to apprehend the alleged perpetrator of the crime. That is the responsibility of law enforcement. It is also not a CSA's responsibility to try to convince a victim to contact law enforcement if the victim chooses not to do so. Lastly, I'd like to provide you with general information about the Department of Public Safety. Our main office is located in room L2.61 of the new building. Hours of operation are as follows: Monday through Thursday, 7 a.m. to 11 p.m., Friday, 7 a.m. to 9 p.m., Saturday and Sunday, 10 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. Our command center phone number is 212-237-8524. If you are calling from an on-campus phone, simply dial 8524. Our public safety emergency phone number is 212-237-8888. If you are calling from an on-campus phone, simply dial 8888. Calls to both of the aforementioned numbers will be answered 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Thank you for your time. If you have any questions, feel free to email me at rwilliams@jjay.cuny.edu.